So here we are in part 3 of how to build your amazing high performance estate agency team. Part 3. So if you haven't seen part 2 or part 1, you need to go back to those first. And the reason why is because the pyramid starts at the bottom, right? The foundations have already been laid. We've laid those in part 1 and we've took on the beefier 2 subjects already. So you need to nail those. Go back and watch those. Promise me you're going to go and watch them. Right. Are we ready? Are we ready, Ed?
Ready.
We're ready. Right. Here's commitment. Now, one of the things I love about people, and this is what you get again, coming back to what is commitment? What is commitment, Ed? What would you say it is? I love putting him on the spot.
Oh, commitment to me is giving your word to somebody.
Right.
Giving your word to something.
Yes.
And following through.
Right. Who needs me? We need to spin the camera around and shine it on Ed. But commit to your commitments, right? This is so important. The amount of people that say they're going to do stuff, yet if I say, are you really going to do it? Do you believe you're going to do it? When have you scheduled it? What detail have you put to go and do that commitment? There's no prep. They're just saying it because it makes them feel better in the moment. So they feel good for saying it for about a second, and then they feel lousy thereafter because they're building this muscle, this conditioning that they're giving themselves to say stuff that they don't do. I've had so many people pleasers work with me over the years. Why? Because I really like them. Why? Because in the old days, they were giving me some validation. Now I can't fucking stand them because they are liars. They don't tell themselves the truth. They don't go and take action themselves because what they do is bullshit themselves. So I know they're bullshitting to other people. And it's because they've got no commitment to themselves. You can see it in their eye. You know when someone says they're going to do something, they look at you in the eye, you know it's fucking happening. That is happening, right? Then you see somebody else go, yeah, I'm going to make those 10 calls today. I'm going to get on with, don't worry, leave it with me. Yeah. You've got ants in your pants, can't wait to get away, right? The people that are committed are on a different level. But you don't get to the commitment level unless you've broken through trust and conflict. And not just in a team, but in yourself. Because if you trust yourself and you're happy to look at what could go wrong when you do it, you don't mind the commitment. You'll make the commitment. You'll make it happen. That's what I love about these people. There's so few of them. You're watching this because you want to break through or you want your team to break through. Your team has got to be committed to what it says it's going to do. And if you don't do it, you're teaching your team that that's okay. So a couple of examples here, and I just thought that the dysfunctional teams, they lack commitment because they fear failure. Yet if you were to go and work in a high performance team, they make failure okay. It's okay to fail in a high performance team. We've been taught by our schools to not fail. So we're all conditioned by the same bullshit that actually failing means you're a failure. Yet the reason why I'm standing here today with 8 companies and having sold billions of pounds worth of property and done all of these different things, and I'm not showing off, I'm just giving you an example, is because I've failed way more than you who's watching. Because the people that have failed more than me won't be watching this. God, isn't that, that's a bit profound, it's a bit deep on a whatever afternoon or morning that you're working this, but it's the truth. If you don't fear failure and you embrace it, you're going to get the mistakes, which means you're going to learn faster. So these guys over here, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it because if they fail, and that's because the environment is saying to them, if you fail, you're in trouble. Yet you're not in trouble. They actually don't believe in why they're doing the thing in the first place. They're doing it because they're telling someone that they're going to do it because they want to please them. How many people have you got in your team who are people pleasers? And most of them will put their hands up because they work in a estate agency. It's riddled with people pleasers. How many people in that team own? How many people are committed? That's the question. You know, when they tell you they're going to do something, you just know it's done. I've got people around me in my team downstairs, and I'm looking at you right in the eye that I know if they said they're going to do it, it's done. That's what I teach my team downstairs. Don't say you're going to do it if you're not going to do it. Just say, let's find a better way, which means you are going to do it. So interesting. This team downstairs is incredible. And I've got a young lad behind let's say young lad, how old are you, Ollie?
20.
He's 20, and we met in Waitrose, and since then we're still together. But no, seriously, he's just starting as a videographer, and Ollie was committed to learning about social media and videography, and since then has continued to learn while working part-time. Just so happens I've got a role that come up. He's here learning because he now works for us, because he liked our videos and my content. That's because he's committed to learning. That's why he's here, because it's such an important part of my team. If I've got people around me that are just full of bullshit and they like to tell me what I want to hear. Yeah, years ago, here's an admission, I needed that. I needed validation from the town to say that I was doing a good job. I don't post half the stuff that I used to. I don't talk about half the people that we support financially that we don't even talk about anymore. Why? I don't need to. But I tell you what, if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. And that's the difference. And that's the difference. Do you want that person in your team, yes or no? Well, you've got to make it okay for them to fail. You've got to make it okay to challenge you on why they need to do the commitment in the first place. Because that starts to breed a lack of confidence. Because the more someone doesn't go and do the things that they're supposed to go and do, they start to go into themselves. Ollie, this is a complete surprise to you that I'm asking you this question, but there's that little quote about perfection that I've said to you recently, and it's the ultimate quote. Can you remember it?
Done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect, right? And that's because most of us that have got detail in our veins, and we want it to be great and perfect for it to go out there, and the post must do this, must do that. Just do it, get it out there. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Someone's going to, my grammar, my spelling. When I used to post, Jesus Christ, I used to probably have to change it, edit it, no end of times, because I'll see the mistakes that are in there after I've done it, but I was done beats perfect. That's how I've run my teams, my business. I make mistakes. I'm happy to make them. I need to learn. So you giving me feedback's going to help me. But do you love feedback? Or do you second guess? Second guessing goes around teams who feel they can't talk to each other. So they second guess on their commitments. You have to think, have they done it or not? Has that person done it or not? I like people to tell me that they've done stuff that they said they're going to do, for sure, if I don't believe them in the first place. What I love about my people is I don't even have to freaking follow up, because I know they're going to do it. That's where you get to with a high-performing team. They don't hesitate. They seize opportunities because they see that now's the time to take action. They don't go, let's do a plan. Let's go, hang on, let's get the chair back. We've done this in part 1, I think. There's a lot of people that love to plan, right? They create amazing plans. They'll write down all of these things, and they'll put a spreadsheet together, and they'll do all of these things, and then they do fuck all. They'll do nothing with it, and they wonder why they don't move forward. And here's my thing to you. If you don't have commitment in a team, how the hell are the actions, the tasks, the plans going to get met? How? Tell me. And if you've got people around you on your team that tell you what you want to hear, how are you going to build a business on that? You're not. You need people that are going to tell you what you don't want to hear, but they've got a solution. They've got something better, an idea of how we're going to do that thing, because we need to do it, because that's the only way we're going to move forward. But I don't think that's the right way. They're the people you want in your team, not the people that bitch and moan about the things that have been told to do behind your back, because that's what goes on in 99% of teams that are out there. That's why it's hard to build a high-performance team, because you've got to go through the trust. You've got to build masses of trust with them. You've got to be able to have difficult conversations. You've then got to make sure that you're committing to your commitments. So there we go, the commitment bit. The bit that I think the top 1% do naturally. They just take it. They know that without doing the thing that they say they're going to do, they're not going to move forward. In a team of people that are committed, A team of people that say what they're going to do and do what they're going to say, they are the people you want around you. Or you just get the people pleasers. You know, the ones that make lots of promises, tell the clients that they're going to call them on a certain day, don't do any of that. Move away from those people fast. So hopefully you've took some great lessons from that. We've got some absolute blinding episodes left to come. So subscribe, like, do all of the stuff because you want to be there first. You want to be ahead of your competition. So get committed with me on this journey.